Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of It's a Sure Thing, the Enlightened Tribe Conscious Community Collective show that highlights people that are making a difference and doing amazing things by being their authentic self and leading by example. So tonight's guest on the show, please, by the way, please let people know that you're watching live and invite them along and let everybody know that we're here, and let's spread the joy and keep spreading the Enlightened Tribe vibe. And also please make comments in the comments section wherever you're listening from or watching from. That would be great to say hello to you. So tonight's guest is an amazing lady who I met only 12 months or so, 2 years ago. She owns the Infinite Flow Mystery School and Healing Centre based at Christie's Beach in South Australia. And she has a plethora of skills and expertise and healing modalities that she's done, starting with psychotherapy. Then she became a Grandmaster teacher of the Ashanti system, Kundalini Reiki, Golden Dragon, Seishim Reiki, and the list goes on. So tonight is going to be extremely special, and it's all about increasing your physical vibration. Well, who doesn't need some of that at the moment with Mercury in retrograde? So without further ado, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Amanda Gaushi. How are you, Amanda?
Hi. Hi, Sue. I'm well, thanks. How are you? Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Now I've got somebody that's just connected on the comments section, and it says Facebook user. So Adair, who's in the background making this work, will just send a link to this person because we don't know who they are. But it says, hello, beautiful souls. So excited I can get to watch you live. So we're not sure who that is yet, but thank you. So Amanda, such a delight to have you here. And I know you recently moved from New South Wales to Adelaide, and we happened to meet at your beautiful studio in Christie's Beach. So it's Joe Pizzina. Hi, Joe.
Hello.
Good to see you. So let's go back to the beginning, okay? Because psychotherapy is where it all started for you, isn't it? Can you share a bit more about that and your background, please?
Actually, yeah, sure. And thanks for having me on the show. So I've actually studied a lot of psychology since I was quite young. I was always quite fascinated by it. So I started really young with that. I grew up with some mental health stuff within the family, and so it was always grew up with that experience and was around. So I learnt a lot through experience, and then I was also quite interested in studying it as well. I actually have throughout the years looked back, and I've reprogrammed my own mind many, many times. So I've been, quite into studying the mind. And then actually went through a bit of a period of time where I had a lot of life experience and really had to learn. Energy work has actually been a big part of my journey as well. So went into a really extreme part of my life, and I very much understand that this was part of the journey that I was meant to be on in this life. I look at my life as a bit of a yin and yang. So I kind of went through a lot of the dark and then sort of came into the light through that. And I know that probably sounds cliche, but that's really what I experienced. There was 1 year that I had, which was the darkest first 6 months I've ever been through. And it was really extreme. And I got to really see, and even leading up to that, but that it got really extreme, and really got to experience in this life, that almost like that hell on earth experience. And then through that, found my own strength, and also found the keys really through my own energy work and other things, and choosing the path that I went on after that. And then worked through my own energy and my own psychology for years, really. And learned so much about myself, and the journey continues. It's not like it's over, but it's I've really been able to work through so much. And yeah, so definitely very passionate about the psychotherapy and also the energy work, and found that they really work well together. Yeah.
Beautiful. And I know just in the short period of time that I've known you, you have just changed and transformed and excelled, and just you are living proof that you walk the talk, and you are, you lead by example. You do the work yourself, and then you raise the bar, and then you keep going and going and going. So it's a total continuous involvement, and I love that about you, and watching this journey, and just feeling like a proud mum. It's, because it is tough when you move state to a different state. And you didn't know anybody really when you came to Adelaide, and it's a tough gig. It's a tough market to get into, is Adelaide. So so it's great to have you here, and just increasing awareness to not only South Australians who have the pleasure to be able to come and see you for energy healings, and also a few other things which we'll talk about shortly, but for anybody in the world, because this is a global platform, it is a global show, and people can book sessions with you online, can't they?
Yeah, they absolutely can. And I can definitely do lots of work distance. As with energy work, there is no what we're working on doesn't involve time and space. So very much can work online, and it can be a very powerful session. Yeah.
Beautiful. So now you have got some things coming up. You've got Kundalini Reiki on the 18th of June. What is Kundalini Reiki in a nutshell?
Okay, so Kundalini Reiki was actually channeled. It actually came from Master Kutumi, one of the Ascended Masters. He's known as a world teacher. And so basically, the energies, the Kundalini Reiki energies for the person receiving the activation, it's a really powerful and effective, but also gentle way to activate the Kundalini. So the course that I am running is done over a series of activations, and that you go through a gradual process of actually awakening the Kundalini and preparing your body for that. And it's also a healing modality as well. So it can be used to work with people as well. So people who, for example, have had like early Kundalini awakening, these energies can really assist to balance them out and to take away the uncomfortable kind of experiences that you have from that. Like some people can get that, sorry, I'm a bit mumbling my words a bit, but some people can have the awakening too early, and it can cause pain and all other kinds of symptoms as well. So the activations and the energy of that is really healing for and helps to balance everything out for the Kundalini awakening. It's also a really powerful energy for the physical body as well. So it's actually quite a beautiful energy, and it's not something that's necessarily channeled through the hands either. It can be brought in, but you can guide it as well, and it can complement any other healing modality as well, including different energies. And if you are a healer that channels energy, it actually helps to open up. It actually opens up your crown chakra, your heart chakra, and your palm chakras even more, so that any energies that you do channel will come through in greater abundance. So it's quite a powerful energy.
It sounds amazing. So is that in your studio or in your healing school, your healing center in Christie's Beach, or is it available online?
I'm currently running one online at the moment. That's already started, but I will be bringing through another one after that. But I am starting an in-person one on the 18th of June at the centre at Christie's Beach, and I still have a few spaces. Yep.
Okay, thank you. Now, just for people who don't know anything about chakras and energy healing and Kundalini, what is Kundalini?
Okay, so the Kundalini is basically it's an energy that rises up from the base of the base chakra. So the base chakra is situated at the base of the spine. Kundalini is also known in some cultures as like a goddess, the snake kind of goddess. So it's like a snake energy. And a good example of that is the caduceus, which is the snake, the medical sort of thing. So that's an example of how the energy would look going up the spine. So in different cultures, it could be known as a goddess, and it's like a snake coiled at 3.5 times at the bottom of the spine. But that's before it's awakened. So the idea is to awaken it so that the actual head is at the crown. So and so the energy is all activated and flowing within the physical body. So yeah, and within so all the energetic self is activated and awakened.
Beautifully described. Thank you. No, that's great. You know, I remember 15 years ago when I didn't know any of these terms. So I'm trying to go back to the basics for people who might not be aware of that. So thank you for explaining all of that. And I just will say hi to Ree. She's popped in and said hello. Hi there after a long absence. Hi, Ree. And also Marty. Hello, Marty. He's popped in as well. So always supporting there. Oh, and Amanda Mitchell. Amanda Mitchell's put hello, ladies. Hello, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda.
Yay. And Adair Palmer, how inspirational. Thanks for sharing. And also Sarah Mugford, a very good friend of mine as well. Hi, Sarah. It's good to have you here. Okay, next up is Ashati. Okay. Now, I've got to be very careful how I pronounce that.
Yep, that's correct. Yep.
Ashati. 20th of August, you'll be doing some Ashati. What is Ashati?
So Ashati for me has absolutely changed my life. It is a program. It's an amazing energetic program. It's a complete system that basically it starts from the ground up of your energetic system. So you would start healing the physical body and the lower emotions and the lower mental body, and then so it's done in 4 levels. And the first level actually qualifies you to be a healer in 3 modalities, including Reiki, but also Ashati and Alchemia. And also there's psychic training and it's not really qualification, but there's psychic training that you could then go out and work doing psychic work if you wish. And so Reiki's a beautiful energy that works. So the Ashati program works throughout the whole energetic system of a person. So to just put that, so we have all these different energy bodies that create the aura. And so we have mental and emotional bodies, we have a spiritual body, we have the physical body, and we have a number of bodies. So the idea of the Ashati system is that it actually works through the whole system. And so Reiki, for example, on its own works really well for the physical and the etheric body healing. And so Ashati on Shati 1 works really well for the the emotional and mental things things that we repress, any blockages that we have, which is huge because so many of us need this right now as we do suppress. So, we're only starting to really learn how to work with our emotional and mental stuff now, but for so long we've been taught to repress because we didn't really understand how to manage these things. So so we start with those, and then Alchemia is another really powerful energy. It raises the vibration of the physical body. It is it's brought to you in different activations. Alchemia goes up to level 13 throughout the whole system, but in the first healer training level, it has the 2 activations, and so each activation of Alchemia to level 4 raises the physical body's vibration, and it attunes it to higher dimensions with each activation. So then the other activation, I'm trying to explain it in a way that's not too all over the place. But the other activations, so you start with the physical body, the lower mental and lower emotional. Then after you've done those, you start doing the work on the soul level with the next activation. So you're working through the mental and emotional on a soul level. So you're clearing things, and the physical and etheric as well with Alzheimer. So you're clearing energies that have affected you in this life that you're still carrying from lives before. And you're also, through all of this, there's some deep ancestral healing that happens as well.
Yeah.
I've managed to clear so much through my own lineage, and I've watched the change occur around me through my own healing. It's something, this system is so powerful that I actually learned this in Sydney from the founder, Jerome Bordell, a fantastic man, and very, very, just we're blessed to have him here. And it served me so well. It did so much for me that I've brought the whole system down to Adelaide. I started teaching it probably about 7 or 8 years ago, probably more on a one-on-one, but now I'm teaching the whole system, and I actually worked directly for Ashati, and I still kind of do, but we're doing things a little differently now. And so then when you're working through the soul, then you start working through the higher levels with the Ascension program, and that's to prepare yourself. It actually, you start dropping away lower. You prepare your energetic self for energetic ascension. And Alzheimer, so that's with Ashati, and then into the Ascension energies. This is probably very confusing, but there's some really good info on my website, and even ashati.org is fantastic. It's an international system, so you can find teachers around. And I also am open to running another one online, because I've just got to plan dates around that. And then you work through, if you decide to keep going and you go into the ascension levels, you're literally dropping, you're preparing your energetic self, you're dropping your lower emotional and mental bodies, and then you get to a point where you can still connect with these dimensions, but you're not as affected by them, and you're no longer suppress like you used to. And then you're also creating, you prepare yourself to fully embody your spirit. So you're reconnecting your spirit body really back to you. And with Alzheimer as well running alongside that, that's also your physical body is also going through this ascension process as well. And so you're meeting that with the ascension and the Alzheimer. You're raising your energetic self, your frequency and your vibration, but you're also raising your physical body's vibration. And then in the higher levels above that, you're actually working through all the levels of your subconscious mind with the higher Alzheimer's. And that one really, like, they're all very amazing throughout the whole process, because you're preparing yourself. You couldn't go right up straight away. You need to prepare yourself, each level attuning yourself higher and higher. And then as you get to the higher levels, you're working through the mind, and literally through this whole program. And I've seen it not just with myself, but also with many. It helps you to release so much. It helps you to manifest in a soul alignment, because when we're carrying all these energies around, we're actually blocking ourselves from receiving things that are receiving in soul alignment. So we're manifesting things in our lives that aren't because your vibration is attracting certain vibrations. So as you lift your vibration, your whole world around you shifts. And this program is so good for that. I've not seen anything else quite like it. And you can do it in terms of, like, if you meditated for 20 years or more solidly, you can do this kind of thing. This system, we're ready for it now. Humanity is ready for a system like this. So this system, it's such a good system. And I've seen people, like, I've been through this training, many people have been through this training, and I've seen their lives completely shift. And it's been such a blessing to bring it to Adelaide. The groups are, more and more people are coming to it, and they're seeing the difference. And as healers, they're very powerful healers because they've done so much of their own work, and the different energies, because you're channeling through all these energies as well as a healer. So you're working on people's field in such a way that is multi-dimensional. So it's really, really shifting them. And for me personally, I finished the whole program over 5 years. People are doing it quicker now. They're ready. Like, it's just, they're ready now. And it wasn't all channeled through even when I started, but I went through a lot of different things to be ready for the next levels. But I continue even after I finished that to just keep, like, my energetic reach is so large, and I keep developing more and more. And like, I'm coming into such a creative time as well, even more so. It's just, it's such a beautiful journey. And I really am so grateful for that journey. And the biggest thing that I will say is the training's amazing, but the biggest part is to do there's a self-healing process through it. So we do activations, and then we have there's a 21-day integration process. So usually we have like 3 weeks to a month between each weekend. And in that time, you do self-healing work. So that helps you to clear out your whole system and let go of so much, and then prepares you for the next. And I can't stress enough that doing that part of it is the main part of it. And then you can always use these energies. You'll always have, and you'll always have them in your toolbox. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds incredible.
Yeah,
that was a big question to ask, I realize now. So thank you for being really, really thorough. And obviously for people that are listening, if they're interested in all of that. Now, all of these things bring us to the purpose of tonight's call as well, is increase your physical vibration. So have you got something that people can take away that they can do at home to increase? Yeah, Reese just put wow. I'll also
feel free to get in touch.
Roxy Lou, hi Amanda. Kathy Poles, hello,
hey,
thanks for the invite. Okay, you know all of those guys. So yeah, what can you give to people as a takeaway for them to do at home to increase their physical vibration, especially at the moment?
Okay, so one thing that I really feel is so important for all of us, and it may not sound too exciting, but it is really important, and that's doing your grounding work. So there's just so many reasons why grounding is so good for you. And
can I just interrupt for a moment and say, can you just explain briefly what grounding means for the
Okay. So grounding, yes, thank you. So grounding, it's a good way to describe it. If anyone's seen an avatar and how they connect to the earth, that's like a way of describing it. And we do connect to the earth kind of like that in an energetic way. So we have this beautiful connection with Mother Earth. And when we spend time in nature, it's really, it's so good for us in so many different ways. And, when you can get in nature, try and do that as much as possible. But thanks. Thanks, Elenita. Being grounded, a really good way to think of a way of what that is almost like being a tree. We are trees, really, with roots coming out of our feet, or going deep into the earth. Also, we have the 7 chakras, and the base chakra at the base of the spine is very much to do with our grounding and our manifestation and our physical body and our physical life. So it's really important for us to remember to keep ourselves connected to the earth. The earth, there's so many things going on right now. So it's very easy for us to become ungrounded. And a really good example a good way to know when you're not grounded is if you find you're in your head a lot, that's a really good sign that you need to ground yourself. So grounding has so many benefits, and that's one of them, to really bring your energy back into your body and bring you out of your head. It also really stabilizes your energy. So when we're grounded, So when we're grounded, it stabilizes the energy in a way that it kind of protects us, and lower energies and vibrations sort of are not, we don't attract so much of that into our field. We're actually a lot more stable. It can help us in different situations. Say we're in a situation that we know we're going to be a bit stressed out, like could be family, work, some sort of thing like that. When we're grounded and we go into that situation, we're less affected by the energy of it. We can really stand quite strong in that. It also being grounded, I know with spiritual work, we're always wanting to open up our higher chakras and work more with those. But if we're not grounded, we're not able to manifest things on this physical plane. So being grounded is such an important part. We need to be connected all the way through. And that's why ensuring that we work through our whole self and clear all these things and ensure we keep ourselves balanced and stable, so that we can create what we wish and all of those things. And when we've got blockages in our lower chakras, we can find it harder to work in all the areas. When we've got everything clear and we're clear in our vessel, everything opens up more and our abilities expand. So and also with all the new energies coming in on the planet at the moment, there's so many amazing energies coming in. If we're not grounded, we're not going to be able to hold those energies. We need to hold the energy so we can expand. It helps us to expand, to be grounded. So, and also when we're grounded to Mother Earth, we're sending her healing as well. We're sending energy to her, and it's helping to bring more light to the planet. And then also, when we're grounded, we receive so much healing from Mother Earth as well. So it's really good for our physical and it's just good for our overall well-being, but especially good for raising that physical vibration as well. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God. Superb. Now, Elenita's put, I love your passion, Amanda. Yes, I love your passion too. And, you're just so inspiring. And your whole energy is just like, woo! From the moment you started talking. So thank you for all of those reminders for people. And Tria has put, wonderful reminder to ground and gratitude. So now we have nearly run out of time. So really briefly, on a Wednesday night, you do your star sessions, which includes your light language, your sound, and your bowls and your voice. Now, I know you did want to get a bit of this in tonight, but your whole language and sound is something that you're working with the British Academy of Sound at the moment. So briefly, just share a little bit about your sound.
Sure. Yeah. So Wednesday mornings and evenings, I do like a light language transmission, but using sound, and it's continuously evolving. And I'm finding I'm bringing through lots of light codes and different activations and transmissions, and they're coming through with the voice. I also use the sound as well, as they also shift, and I work with different vibrations with that as well. And my voice is doing all kinds of vibrational things now, which is really it's having such a huge effect on people. I'm finding I'm using it more and more in all of my work. Like I'm a trained hypnotherapist as well, but I'm finding the light language is really speaking to people on another level, and the conscious mind just can't get in control there. And a lot of DNA activation occurs. And if anyone's interested, please do come along. And I also I have been doing an online session sometimes as well. I'm just taking a little break because I'm about to do an art class on that night, but I'm going to plan some more. So that'll be on my Facebook page as well.
Fantastic. And yes, I have experienced a few of your, I've experienced a healing from you. I've experienced your sound baths, your sound meditations, and all the rest of it. And you were just at the Enlightened Tribe Convoy at the weekend with us, 33 of us, and we got to experience that beautiful energy and your sound, your language. It was amazing. So I can highly recommend everyone to go and see Amanda and experience that and continue to watch her journey, because she's a rocket and she's flying high.
More to come. Yeah, no.
Absolutely. More to watch this space. Watch this space. Amanda, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you. And thank you everybody for joining in the conversation tonight. You can get a hold of Amanda on the susure.com.au page under the Global Wellness Directory, because Amanda is a part of the Global Wellness Directory, and also on her own website and Facebook pages as well. And we will be putting this into a blog article and popping it up onto the blog page as well, so you can read the blog article after the show and watch the replay if you couldn't get all of that in one session, because that was half an hour and it was basically about 5 weeks worth of stuff in half an hour. So you did amazing.
Thanks so much for having me, Sue.
Okay, thank you everybody.
Thanks everyone.
Okay, namaste.